Good morning and welcome to your summer this morning.
Yes, and it is summer.
It is. You know, today is meant to be, I know it was yesterday as well, but it's meant to be officially the hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah, and it is actually good weather, although the storms last night, they weren't great.
What storm?
Yeah, see, this is what I mean about you. He sleeps through everything. The storm, the baby,
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just 2 years ago, they were posting their music online in the hope that someone would notice them, and now they're taking the world by storm.
That's right. Jake, Charlie, Danny and Louie are the newest boy band on the block, better known as Rixton, and they've already cracked the US. Now they're set to be #1 this weekend. We'll be catching up with them later on, and they'll be performing their brand new single, Me and My Broken Heart. I love that song.
You do love it, don't you?
I'm a bit of a fan, actually. Also on the show, Lisa Fitzpatrick will be here with some fashion. What have you got for us, Lisa?
Well, Rochelle, it's been a warm week across the UK, so we're looking at fashion to help you stay cool. We're also solving some of our viewers' style dilemmas live on air, including top tips for nursing mums. And I, too, slept through all of the storm.
See, Lisa, it's not just me. Exactly.
I didn't need
You can
buckets
stay,
of
Lisa. I like you.
Also, coming up, for years, John Dolan has been living rough, trying his best to get by, and it wasn't until he met George, a tearaway staffy puppy, that changed his life for the better. Find out how later on. I love that story.
Yeah, it's very nice. You like dogs as well.
I love that.
And on the day, the controversial assisted dying bill is to be debated in Parliament. Sir Patrick Stewart tells us why he's lent his support to the Dignity in Dying campaign to legalise assisted dying in the UK after learning the circumstances surrounding the death of a very close friend.
Well, there's a lot of variety on today's show. Here's the lineup in full.
Here to take us through the morning's top news broadcasters, Nick Ferrari and Christine Hamilton. Morning, guys.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to start off with the stories that's dominated the papers today. 298 people feared dead as a passenger jet has been shot down over eastern Ukraine. Another terrible story, Nick, regarding an aircraft, and ironically, it's the Malaysian Airlines again.
It is. And as you're seeing now, every single newspaper's front page, from the Financial Times all the way through, leads with this story and different treatment. What we have is a tragedy on a massive scale. All crew, all passengers killed, 298, as you rightly say, 9 of whom are Britons. And what do we know? Well, we know that the plane was definitely grounded. There's dispute now about exactly what. The main source really seems to be pro-Russian separatists in this particular part of what was Ukraine, using Russian kit, firing a Russian missile at this aircraft. Yet already we're hearing from the Kremlin, the Russian President Putin, trying to blame Ukraine. It is a blame game. The key thing for your viewers to work out or to watch for is the black box recorder. The West are desperate to get their hands, and you're seeing the smoke that emanated there. There's various tweets and various radio broadcasts that have been picked up, which seem to speak very strongly that it was the Russian separatists. Moscow's desperate to get the black box back to Moscow. The West are desperate to get it first. That's what we watch for.
And this isn't the first plane that's been shot down recently, is it? There's been four in the last...
Yeah. Well, there've been a number, yes. So this is, again, what adds weight to the theory that the Russian separatists have shot down. The reason they do it is because they think these are supply planes bringing munitions and guns and ammunition into the Ukraine. And from a distance, they're shooting 30,000 in the sky. They see a plane. They think they're bringing down a munitions supplying craft. In fact, it's a passenger jet.
One of the saddest things about all this is that they thought they did it to save fuel. That's the thought that most airliners are not flying anywhere near that airspace, and they thought that at whatever it was, 33,000 feet, they would be okay. And it's much shorter. It costs you a lot more money to go around. But I mean, what a tragic. Putin has got to make up his mind as to whether he is backing those rebels or not. And if he is backing the rebels, has he lost control of them, or did he order that? I mean, this is a crisis of his making. And, of course, what the West has to decide what to do, and obviously Obama as the lead honcho, is how to respond. Do we respond by increasing sanctions? Do we respond by arming the government in Kiev? It's, you know, we're on the verge of a mega global
Well, I mean, it's fair to say,
catastrophe.
I mean, in the past, this could have caused a war. Something like this could actually lead to a war. Fortunately, diplomatic channels are better now. I think we can say America's showing a degree of restraint. And the British government's position is that we need a UN-led inquiry, an independent inquiry. Well, bear in mind, would you want to be one of the inspectors? You're going into a war zone. This plane has been down in a war zone. So would you want to be one of the inspectors?
I think we're going to cross, Christine, to Schiphol Airport right now, where our news correspondent Rohit Katcher is there at the moment. Rohit, what's the mood at the airport this morning?
What will the relatives of the British families face today? Rohit?
Well, they're being informed by the Foreign Office this morning, which says that they won't be releasing any of the details about the identities of those 9 British people who were killed on this flight until perhaps later today. But you could imagine the heartbreaking task that they faced, the fact that this was a plane crash that happened not in the middle of a city or even in a suburb. This happened in the middle of a war zone, and in terms of accessing that site, that will be incredibly difficult. But Malaysian Airways say that they will send a plane here to Amsterdam later today from Kuala Lumpur. It will pick up people who want to travel to Ukraine, and it will take them to Kiev, the Ukrainian capital, later on today. But it is a heartbreaking task that those families, those hundreds of families, will now face.
Okay, thank you so much, Rohit.
Thank you very much. Well, obviously, our condolences.
Yeah, I mean, that's intriguing that Malaysian Airlines would seek to do that, because you'll get the relatives to Kiev, but then you've got to go into a war zone. So you've got a duty of care if you take them there, so we'll have to watch that through the course of the day and see how that plays out.
Yeah. Why it's so massive, I mean, Putin, you're not really dealing with a rational person. You're dealing with an ex-KGB person. He's completely power-crazed, and he really wants to have Russian control over the whole of the countries that he's lost, and he's... What he needs to do is back off and just settle for Crimea. He's got Crimea back, which, in a way, that was a disaster waiting to happen. He's got to be persuaded to back off, but that's easier said than done because he doesn't take rational decisions.
Well, as Rochelle said, our thoughts and condolences with all of the victims.
Goodness me, right, next in the Mirror, page 35, alcoholics, I need to say that right, Anonymous. New laws banning people from drinking and forcing them to wear booze bracelets are to be introduced, which is basically a tag that measures the amount of alcohol in sweat every half an hour, with the results sent electronically to a monitoring system.
What do you think of this, Christine?
Well, when I first heard about that in the ether, I thought, no, this is... First of all, I thought we were all going to have to wear one, which, of course, would be a disaster. I know. My beeps would be going out all the time. But actually...
What made you think we'd all have to wear?
Well, just because of creeping nanny state.
Oh, I see, yes.
But then when I read a little bit more detail, and the judge who orders one of these, is going to be a trial in South London. If a judge orders somebody to wear one of these, he's got to be convinced that the crime of which they've been convicted was alcohol-related.
Right, OK.
Yes.
And I think, in a way, I'm now in favour of them. And when you get people like Lindsay Lohan, who's had one of these, she openly flaunts it. I mean, she's totally shameless
As
about
if it's a
that.
fashion
As if it's a fashion statement. Now, we've got to do something to control booze drinking, binge drinking, and the crime that's related to it.
Great idea. Could we not extend it to drugs in some way, shape, or form?
This is it.
Think of the people we could keep out of jail, where we haven't got enough jail space in this country. If we had this form of tagging, I don't know how it can work, but if it could be extended into drug abuse, I think this is a real way forward.
Absolutely. Nick, another story that's a little bit lighter this morning. I think you'll be excited about the return of the Magnificent Seven. S Club 7 are apparently reforming.
Well, of course, I've got all their early work, so I am joyous. It's completely made my weekend. It does look as though it's underway, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does,
the Magnificent Seven.
Apparently yesterday they split up 11 years ago. They believed to have met up yesterday. Former member Hannah Spirit teased a reunion earlier this week by tweeting an old pic of the group, and the message says, "See you all tomorrow, S's."
There we go.
Can't we cynical, but might she just be going for dinner?
They could.
But this is always the start of the reunions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, is it?
What, dinner?
Well, is it the start of reunions?
11 years on, Nick, it's
The start, is that how reunions happen?
I'm not sure. Well, we go for dinner with your bandmates all the time.
Yeah, but that was, so
There's
fresh.
a lot of money to be made out of reunions. Why
I'm
not?
sure for S Club 7. Obviously, Rochelle, I don't know if you know this, Christine, was in S Club Juniors as a youngster.
S Club Juniors?
Yeah.
OK.
Yes.
Well, don't leave it as long as the Pythons.
Here she is. Here she is.
Oh, no!
There she is.
That to me. I did not know that was planned. Oh, no.
Oh.
Now, what about a reunion of all you lot?
That's
Just don't leave it as long as the Pythons.
OK.
When you're in your 70s, doing that
dancing. They've not done
dancing.
too bad, Nick, though, have they? Let's just quickly talk about the weather as well, which is fantastic. There's been a heatwave warning. Temperatures set to soar to 34 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
There's been these tips, hasn't there? That have been
a bit silly.
Well, some of them are important. I mean,
yes,
you should keep you can do the funny ones, but you should take on fluid. You should look, if you've got elderly people, particularly if they suffer with dementia, they don't know they're getting hot. And obviously you should wear loose clothing, but some of the others, Christine, I know they've got you very annoyed.
Well, wear light clothing. I mean, draw the curtains, turn off the light bulbs, because, I mean, it's also incredibly obvious, but, old people and young people in particular, and some people perhaps do need advising to drink more, but what I really want to know is how much is somebody being paid to churn out most of that is complete garbage.
Maybe Ryland's got the answer. Ryland, you're in the hub for us?
Listen, no disrespect, you can talk about the weather all you want, but S Club 7 reunion, do me a favour, weather. Sammy says, I've been waiting for this day since they broke up. I will be buying tickets. Rachel says, I can't believe they broke up 11 years ago. I feel so old. And Kia says, yay. I was S Club 7's #1 fan. This news has made my day. Ain't no party like an S Club party. Rosh, when are the juniors getting back together? A bit of new direction. Come on, Rosh.
You can take my place. You've got the moves. Put a wig on and we're done.
Exactly.
That is a legal contract. It's a verbal contract. I will do it. Thank you.
I'm all up.
Get your magic carpet out.
Brilliant. Well, Nick and Christine, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Competition time now. How do you fancy winning £40,000 in cash, a holiday and loads of gadgets? Well, Jeff's got your details. So the sun is shining, the temperature is rising. So how do we stay cool but stylish in the summer?
You'd know.
Do I?
Yeah.
You're lovely, though.
Really? Oh, no, I'm saying you'd know.
Oh, no. Lisa Fitzpatrick's here to tell us how, but first, she's solving your style dilemmas.
Yes. So, thanks for coming today.
Delighted to be here.
So, yeah, this is the time of year where you feel very... It's not like nice, is it? It's not attractive. You know, when you feel hot, you don't know what to wear, but you want to look a little bit stylish.
You've hit it in one. That's exactly what we're doing today.
Yes.
We're going to show you how to dress in the hot weather, but we also put a call out to viewers, and we get thousands of requests for women with dilemmas. So today we've something for absolutely everybody.
Right.
So a gorgeous lady, Laura, she had written into us, and actually it's quite a great story because she went to a wedding. She has a baby, James, 2 weeks old, went to the wedding.
yeah.
Never thought I'm going to breastfeed and had to take her dress off.
Oh, no. Goodness
So
me,
welcome, Laura. We're
Yes.
going to show her for her next wedding how to do it just right.
Good. Hi, Laura.
So this is Laura, who has a gorgeous baby James, who we've all been cooing over, and he's gorgeous. Oh, he's gorgeous. And you know what we've done here? We've got a dress for mamas and papas, but it's very clever because you can breastfeed, and I won't open it too
that is
much,
fab.
but I'll show here. And underneath, we've also got a brad that clips down too. So unfortunately for Laura, didn't realise this, and like all of us, you're stressed, a busy
Yes.
new mum.
Hot.
So hot.
Yes.
So, you know, so it didn't really work. So now what we've done here is we've done this very simple lightweight dress. You can see here it niches in at the waist. We've added a little
lovely.
pop of colour to make it just look really cool, and you could add a bag that colour too. We've decided to clash it a little. Really light, comfortable fabric. Laura particularly likes it because it's light. And then we've got the gorgeous bag here from New Look at £15.99, and a pair of comfortable shoes from Primark at £12.
brilliant.
So really clever. But in here we also have this very cool little number. So these are for later on, or if you're a new mom and you find, and you know what, these are really cool. They're from pureangels.co.uk. And I'm thinking Saturday night for myself.
And me.
Forget that when you're feeding and you want to be in
Yes.
flat. You know, some mums aren't comfortable in the shoes yet when you're holding
Yeah,
the
no,
baby. You're still a
absolutely.
bit
It took me
edgy.
a long
So
while.
these are divine. And then, if I pass those to you, Laura, and show, you've
What does
then
this
got
do?
a bag for your high heels.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
I'm stealing
so
that.
loving this. That is going to your dressing room.
Thank you very much.
pureangels.co.uk at £22.99.
And how do you feel? How do you feel in
Feels
there?
good, yeah. It's
Good.
much better than hoiking it up.
Yeah,
like the
and
last
I
time.
would have never. I'm with you. I would have never have known that they even cater for that. So that's
I
brilliant.
know. I'm delighted now you did come in. And, you know, for all the viewers out there, keep the dilemmas coming because we want to answer them. It's
Yes.
questions like this new mums have enough to deal with.
Yeah, it's
so it's
true.
really great. And Laura looks absolutely amazing.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I love you, Laura.
Gorgeous. Thank you very much,
Fantastic. Thank
Laura.
you.
Thank you.
Now, and moving on to our next dilemma viewer, and we have Dawn. Now, Dawn has 7 children. I said, please tell me there's twins in there somewhere. She's had 7 pregnancies.
Hello.
And
Congratulations.
Dawn is scared of fashion. She spends her life in black, so that was not going to happen today. But I did keep her in her comfort zone by adding the black with the nice waterfall here. We've done this V-line, which is great, and lots of colour. But the Dorothy Perkins top underneath, the shape, £25 is lovely. This gorgeous little jacket over, it's very, very light, from simplybe.co.uk. It was £50, but it's now 25. Nice pair of denims, and then a pair of Marks and Spencer shoes at £29.50, and just really comfortable.